So out of thousands of James Charles videos made this week, you've come across mine. Good choice on your part. And for all my subscribers that like where's travel and fitness stuff, there'll be more next week, so don't worry about that. So I wanted to address this James Charles video because I made this previous video here where I kind of took his side, and he brought up a very important issue that I've talked about previously in some of my videos. So I wanted to address that and continue and see what the next phase of this whole drama thing has to offer. So if you don't know who James Charles, Tati Westbrook and Jeffree Star are, they are huge players in the beauty community section of YouTube, which isn't my section, and I don't want to get too involved with this, so take everything I say with a pinch of salt because I don't know everything about these guys, alright? So I don't know what it was, but something just really didn't sit right with me with the whole Bye Sister video. Like, she put that out and then James returned with the Tati video, but something just didn't sit right. It just seemed way too one-sided to be true, if that made sense. So I was thinking in my mind, what's going on here? Like, something just does not add up. So James's new video is about 40 odd minutes long. I watched the whole thing through last night. It's well worth the watch if you have the time to do that or just listen. He shows all the receipts from messages and that kind of thing, clearing his name on all the points that have been made in the previous videos from Tati and his video. So another important thing that you may or may not hear from his video is he's referred to Jeffree Star as Tati's friend.
In order to provide a little bit more context, I would like to play a clip from Tati's friend Jeffree Star's video titled "The Truth About My Relationship."
So that shows a clear burning of the bridges. He seems to have distanced himself from Jeffree Star, which is a very important thing. So I don't want to like speculate too much on the whole situation. I don't want to cause any more drama or get dragged into this somehow, even though I'm far away from it in the first place. But I think it's important that he's distanced himself from this because I think Jeffree has sort of added fuel to the fire with some of the tweets he put out on Twitter this week. Okay, so this next section is from my previous video's comment section. I think it's important to include this. If you haven't checked that video out, it may help with the context of this video. So I got a comment from Animal Lover who says, well, if it gets worse, then at least he's still young. He can get a good career if the YouTube thing flops for him. He can delete his channel and people slowly forget about him and he'll be right, I hope. So I replied to this, he's stopped losing subs now. I think it's helped that some people calling him out, which I'm saying was Jeffree for context. And this isn't an attack on Jeffree, so don't come at me, Jeffree's fans. Have been found calling him out, have been found out to be doing the same thing. And I really think it could have been resolved without making this whole thing so public.
And also to discuss how in the future, if problems do come up, we can talk in private with only us involved.
I think it's important to remember the way that James was painted in this whole situation. There was a lot of hate that was sent out to him, a lot of abuse was sent his way. So continuing this comment here, the way Tati made the video paints him in a very bad light, but there's no real solid evidence of the predator stuff. So the whole predator thing, like everyone was saying he's a sexual predator. He's come out in a new video and he said, look, I'm a 19-year-old guy, I'm actually a virgin. Like,
first of all, I'm a 19-year-old virgin.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you're sending all this abuse that can destroy his reputation entirely. You're sending this to a 19-year-old guy who's probably like still finding out who he is entirely. Like a 19-year-old guy, and he's getting all sorts of death threats and abuse and all sorts of stuff. Like, it's just unreal how I just lost words. So I finished off that comment with, I'm sure he'll recover, he's talented, and this is the part where he shows that. Right, so the reason I say this, like, there is no denying James is like unbelievably talented when it comes to makeup. Like, you give me a makeup, I wouldn't know where to start. Like, I wouldn't even know the names of like the majority of stuff. So to say this guy's not talented is not true. Like, just like look at his work. He was the top of YouTube for a reason, you know what I mean? The top of the beauty side of YouTube, I should say. So these are a couple of comments from my previous video again. I'll just run the clip so you can listen to them. I think it's an important message that I still stand by. So here's the clip. If that's how you feel like so strongly about it, just unsubscribe from him. And don't go commenting some of this stuff, because it's just like, it's brutal to the point where it's, you can't really imagine how he's feeling. Like, if you go along reading these comments, say someone said these things about you, you're not going to feel good at all. While I'm not saying that whatever he may or may not have done is right, you can't go around treating him like this. It's bad enough what he's going through at the moment. He doesn't need this like heaped on top of him at the same time. So the reason I'm like talking so strongly about this in terms of like mental health, can you imagine, like, this? It's a pretty, for some reason, it's a pretty taboo topic to talk about. Men's mental health, doesn't matter if you're straight, gay, whatever. Can you imagine what James would have been going through with all these comments said? It's hard to take that concept into your mind. Like, the amount of abuse he received, like, you don't know what someone's going through on a day-to-day basis. You don't know how he's feeling. Like, if he was feeling suicidal for any other reason and this happens, if he committed suicide, say that happened, we'd be looking at a completely different situation here. Like, this is something that needs to be discussed, and we need to put this out here more. The same goes for women's mental health as well. It's not just a men's thing. This is becoming an issue on a wider scale, men and women. We need to talk about this. So at the end of the No More Lies video, James leaves this message for the people who reached out to him.
When it felt like the entire world hated me, it was really comforting to know that there were other people that understood the situation, that were willing to show their love.
Now, I was one of the people who did reach out to him. I sent him a message, not to paint me in a good light. That's not my point of this. It's to prove a point that even if you've got a lot of negativity being sent at you, there are going to be some people who are going to send you positivity. Because, like, honestly, you never know. So there's been a lot of negativity surrounding the whole James Charles, Tati Westbrook, Jeffree Star drama. But let's end this whole drama on a positive note, alright? So what we want to do is try and spread this message of mental health as far and wide as you can, because I think literally every person I've ever met or known at some point has had a bad time where they're in a negative mindset, and it's something which I know personally, like, I don't tell anyone anything. Like, I'm not ashamed to admit that. I hide things away from people I don't tell them. But we need to talk about this. We really do. So to end this on a positive note, I hope you all have a great day. And I'll see you all in the next one. See you later.